Welcome to Deep Thought. No small choices. I wanted to continue the theme that actually started last week and took up again yesterday when I talked about a single moment. Ultimately, there are no small choices going through life. We might think it's small, it might be nothing to us, but you never know. You never know. You know? When I get up from here and go outside, maybe go, I don't know, just go to the store. I don't know who's that affecting, Like right now, it's still some snow on the ground. Now, here's something. This is a scenario. Now, I'm not going to go anywhere right now, but you never know what could happen. All right, say I go, right? I get out my parking spot in my complex. Go get some from the store, be like, la-di-da. Then when I come back, I park in a different spot. Now somebody say, oh, what's the big deal about that? It's nothing. But say, what if somebody else, like I said, there's still some snow on the ground, there's still a little bit of ice. What if somebody else, I took that person's spot, but they forced to park somewhere else? Now, it might not seem like a big deal, but what if they get out their car and slip on some ice and really hurt something? Not be able to work, and then that started affecting everything else. Now, you always pray stuff like that don't happen, but you never know. You never know. People could meet somebody in a small place somewhere, you could meet somebody, the love of your life you could have met just if you decide to take a different path to work or decide if you out or something. Let's just say, that's a nice looking mall. Let me walk through it. And you might meet the love of your life. Or you miss out on them because you say, shit, I don't feel like stopping. Boom, I'm going to keep going. You just never know. Everything is a choice. Everything. There are no exceptions. Every small choice, every single thing is very important. Now, in some spiritual traditions, they talk about development of the will. And the thing about the will is the ability to consciously make a choice at a moment. And I mentioned in the last episode, I talked about some traditions look at a crossroads. You never know what can happen if you make that choice. In fact, one of the things people want to, regardless of your spiritual tradition, you want to work so that you make the correct choice. And the only way you can really do that is to learn from mistakes. Like sit back and pay attention to everything that's gone right in your life and pay attention to everything that's gone wrong and try to trace it back to a moment, a decision. And then you can see. But then apply those lessons to future moments. And you could think, okay, what could happen here? Now, of course, you still can't see what happened. Now, there's something else with that as far as what happened in the future. But I'll talk about that in the next episode. I'll get into that in the next episode. So, there's the thing is, you just never know. Think about, like I say, really do think about just different moments. Everything is important, every single moment. Me deciding to record this at right now, no telling who it could affect. Of course, y'all hearing it, but, I record my stuff early. Sometimes up to a week early. So I don't know. I might, instead of doing this, what have I done something else? Like I mentioned in the movie yesterday, Destined, that I watched. Now, that was a deep movie, enough for me to recommend it, to sit there through it. But I got to that point because I had made a choice before to do some other things. Or, to do certain things to be a part of something that I had to do at a certain time. And then, once that was over, I was like, shoot, I got time to kill. But then I could have made another choice and said, well, you know what? I don't feel like sitting home. Even though it's snow out on the ground still, there's enough. I can still get to the gym and back, go work out. What if I did that? Then I might not have watched that. I wouldn't have thought about watching that movie because I would have been doing something. I would have just came home, showered, rested, whatever, get ready for bed, figure out what I'm going to do the next day. Because, okay, that choice to just watch that movie, several people might watch that movie and get something from it. Some people might learn something. Some people might get an idea to do something. You know, some people might watch it and say, you know what, I like movies like that. Imagine if somebody watched that movie and say, you know, I want to make movies like that. Somebody else say, well, you know what, I want to be a filmmaker. Somebody else say, you know, I want to learn how to direct a movie like that. Somebody else say, I want to be a writer. Somebody else might watch it and say, hey, you know what, I want to be an architect. Seriously, you just never know. You never know. You never know how something that somebody else might just say casually can affect something else. You know? Because I've thought of things, sometimes I'll do stuff. I've done stuff in the past just because somebody casually mentioned it. I remember there was a time, this was in the early 2000s. I was still married, and we were living at this nice house, and we had a lot of space and everything. But there was somebody I had met. Somebody I had met, and she was a friend of another woman I had met just briefly. And she had casually mentioned, like, oh, yeah, you know, we could use some places to, like, meet up. And I was like, hey, why don't y'all all come over, you know? Me and my wife will cook. All of a sudden, there was a time we had just a group of people over there. But it actually led to me doing more seminars. It gave me an idea how to prepare things. I learned a lot from it. It was fun, but then I learned how to really organize stuff. And it's something, you know, something I was going to jump into until this COVID hit, and still going to do some stuff in the future. But it was just a choice to say, hey, let me act on it. You just never know. And, like, I don't care who you are. You don't have to be like some millionaire, some great person, some celebrity. At a certain moment, you have a choice. That's the thing. That's the thing. And it's not small. You can create a whole universe out of that single choice. You can create your future out of it. In fact, like I said, I'm going to talk about that in the next episode. But that's the thing to just understand. It's very powerful. Very powerful. And it's something to really consider. You know, really consider. There are no small choices. Something to really think about. So anyway, that's all I have for now. I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.